Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we're pleased to bring you another Link to the Past Randomizer Crossworld Key Sanity Tournament match. This tournament is almost over. It is Losers Bracket Finals Game 2, and VioletPumpkin is up one game, so it's kind of do or die for Lin, but we know he can do it. And I am joined today in commentary by Daze Cloud and Excalibur. And how you doing tonight, gentlemen?
We are okay. It is nice, and by nice I mean very English, fall evening here in England. How are things over there on the other side of the pond, Days Glad?
All things are good here, just waking up and having a nice early morning coffee and some early morning crosskeys.
Sorry to interrupt. I will talk to you later. I'm going to set them off in a moment. Thank you.
So I missed the last game. Why don't you tell me what we saw?
Well, the last game kind of broke down kind of interestingly. We had VioletPumpkin made an early Eastern Palace area check there, which got her the boots out of the, I want to say it was Hera basement. And that was kind of the story of the whole game. It was Violet ended up finding things just a little bit before Lin did. And so Violet had a much, I would say, I guess a much easier time than typical for Violet there. But either way, yeah, both of these runners are high, pretty much some of the highest level runners that we've got left at this point for sure.
I mean, there's 3 runners left. They can't all be the highest level because the levels are getting pretty crowded there. But
yeah, well, we're off.
We're off. At least Lin is off. My streams are dead. Go.
Okay, well, I've got looked like we had a key in GT there and a key in TR over on Violet's side. Violet is going to start out of the Sanctuary there, which is going to be the useless fairy drop there. So this is going to be a quick Houlihan setup there. Lin's going to do his typical start up to the witch's hut and pick up whatever it is that's here, and then probably Houlihan as well.
This is, to me, one of the best arguments for starting at the Sanctuary, is walking up here and finding the Sanctuary at Useless Fairy is so miserable that, and it's not uncommon, right? This comes up and often enough that, and other bad outcomes that just start at the Sanctuary is what I've come down to at this point.
Yeah, typically though, I mean, there's the argument for the argument against it is I'm a Sanctuary router myself as well, but you running into I can't argue with Lin after a point. I mean, he's extremely good at this game, and I guess that might be a question worth asking him. I have never asked him before, and there's Tower of Hera there, just north of the Lake Hylia shop there, with no ability to do anything in it yet.
Yeah, but of all the places you can't do anything yet, at least that one's really convenient.
That's true. You're going back to that pretty quick. Now, Lin's doing the exact same thing here that VioletPumpkin was doing. Coming right back down to the Lake Hylia area. Both of these guys are farming for bombs right now. Lin having a little bit better luck with the drops here, as the tree pull at Hyrule Castle just gives Violet single rupees, so nothing there.
I didn't count her enemy kills, so I don't know what tier that was. I assume a tier 1, so we'll see if she tries to get a higher level tree pull as well. Going for swag bomb strats. Anytime someone goes for these, it makes me happy because they're silly.
Careful, Violet. Careful.
On the other hand, getting stabbed in the gut strats are less good.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's something she'll probably end up coming back to later at this point, just because there's not a whole lot of benefit to coming over here immediately. You're going to end up kind of isolating this check. Or she saw something that she wants.
Looks like a rebuy on at least the tree. Yep. It's a good find. Get the different tree pull. And there's not a ton of trees that are convenient, Lynn, getting to that tier 1 tree pull with less hassle than VP did. So VioletPumpkin has given back the edge from getting the sank start to begin with.
Ooh, and immediate divergence here on both sides here. So Eastern Palace right now is hiding out at the Hyrule Castle front entrance. Now, Violet saw it, decided, you know what, I'm not going to go into that. But Lynn just barreled on in here, and well, Violet, of course, finds the boots in the back of Escape, so might have made the right play overall here.
Yeah, certainly Eastern Palace is somewhere you'd like to have boots, and those are some early boots. I understand the not wanting to do Eastern until you have some stuff argument. All it is Sphere Zero here. It's not, it's one screen transition away from Link's house. It's not the worst place to get back to. Which I think is a slight marker in favor of not dipping it, right? Because it's easy to do it later.
I see. To be completely honest, I've gotten burned by deciding that I'm not going to dip Eastern Palace early before, so I tend to, if I find it that early, I'm going to come and immediately go there. As Violet has found the bombable hut there in Eastern Palace. I think that was under Bonk Rocks. This is just going to be a chance for her to just max out all of her bombs.
This is one of the 2 best bomb farming spots in the game, I think. With a known bomb tree pull, I guess no point in going all the way to 10, because she's about to get 4 more bombs off the next tree, assuming that she doesn't get hit.
She'll be fine there. It's going to turn out that we have 8 bombs from the bush grab, so, what are we worried about?
Yeah. Never mind all those bomb farming nonsense. We don't need to do any of that.
Okay, Lynn's got to do something surprisingly difficult in here, where he's got to do the Dark Rooms of Eastern, which by themselves aren't super hard, but if you're doing these on 3 hearts with no bombs, or no way of seeing what's around there, that's when things get much more difficult. So Lynn's already down to a single heart getting through here.
And
he's going to have to be really careful.
Through the Dark Room, now he can't deboost into the last chest here without going in and out of this room to pick up the heart.
He still can, it's just more difficult. Because as long as you go off the top of the anti-fairies there, you can still deboost through, but you have to do it right, or you can just do it that way. See, okay. Yeah, now he can't. He's going to have to... I think he's just going to, reset the room there.
Reset the room is usually what people resort to.
Yeah, he's going to need a heart drop, though, now, because... Okay, you're going to have to reset the room again there, Lynn.
This is an argument against this early dip. An Eastern dip this early, right? Because it's... I feel like even a good runner, even Lynn, is likely to... This is going to happen to him, 20% of the time?
True, and he doesn't get a single thing out of this Eastern dip here, so... if somehow, say, Violet is able to just do this in a single trip with the bow and the Eastern Palace big key there, we can get somewhere. As Violet found the back of Skull Woods right north, the fortune teller north of Kakariko. And so didn't look like she got anything of note there. Maybe a GT key or... No, the GT key came from the front of Escape.
Nothing of interest, but another nice-to-know location. Get back there when we've made a Dark World pass and gotten a key for it, amongst other things. One of the more embarrassing things to do is to go to Skullwoods 3 and not be able to complete it. Lynn doing... So VioletPumpkin made the interesting choice to start at Sanctuary and go across North Hylia, whereas Lynn did the south route to Kakariko. And then it turns out the highly accelerated brother's house to Kakariko trip. That's good knowledge for later.
Yeah, that's much faster than just coming over here the other way, as we found. I think, are both of the runners in the exact same place right now? Or what? Did I just blink? Like, I swear both of them just walked into that Desert Palace connector there, and or was like one on the left and one was on the right. I looked down for just a second, and ooh, a sword on the GT torch. Those early boots coming in handy already.
I mean, you got to be a little bit sus of boots locations after you get boots that early, that they're going to have good stuff. So, yeah, Chad is making me feel better that Lynn did find the back of desert, whereas VioletPumpkin found desert left, 2 houses over.
Ooh, that might be an argument for stealing the key today. If you find out that like desert is, say, the green is 100% a pendant, you might want to just go and take the key and poke around to see exactly if you can pull something out of the right side of desert. It's a dangerous play, but it's something you could do.
I as much as people make fun of Andy for safe scumming, this is one of those times where I think I would not like to not make that play until, especially given that Lynn knows that the village is quite close to a save and quit point. Maybe steal the key, go check those 2 chests when you can reset.
Well, and Lynn, just there at the front of the tavern, there picked up his hook shot. So that's a nice early find as well. So we've got hook shot, we've got boots, we've got a lot of early mobility,
and we've got a boomerang that Lynn just spent 10 seconds picking up. I wonder if that'll save him 10 seconds over the course of the seed.
I mean, I'd say it would help with his menu, but I mean, oh god, here's hookshot K for you, hookshot right there. That boomerang might just be, a menu thing, but we've got quick swap, so
there are non-trivial use cases for the boomerang, especially with quick swap. Picking up the keys in the front of escape, in NMG style. For instance, is a thing you can do with quick swap on pretty easily. Looks like Lynn is not interested in following the connector yet, which is fair enough.
And speaking of which, we just found out the Desert Palace is a crystal. So as we watch VioletPumpkin stealing this key, wonder if she has other intentions for it. Let's see here in just a minute.
I mean, certainly a lot of runners are on plan. Let's have this key in our pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes a lot of sense to me. Let's see if VP checks the connector here and finds out that there's a fast way to Kakariko from Link's house.
So that is useless fairy right there. Now, and the big key to Tower of Hera. Okay, so Violet, if Violet is doing what I think she might be doing, then okay, no, she's not. She's not doing what I think she was doing. I thought she was going into Hera here. She was going to end up leaving an item back there for pretty much no reason, which not really what she'd want to be doing at this stage in the game.
What, you don't think that super aggro Hera pot is a good call?
I just, oh god, if you leave, or she somehow knew that the flute was the first chest of the Hyrule Castle thing, and she'd be right back there anyway in just a second.
having found herself at Link's house and having done most of the Kakariko sweep, coming over here to do the front of escape seems like a defensible play to me. I don't know if it's a choice that I would make, but it's but I'm bad, so no.
Well, Violet is quite good. It's making her way down here as Lynn is going to go through and basically get the rest of these Kakariko checks done. It's going to run into the back of Skull Woods and a couple of other things on his way through here. Now, I think I probably was watching Lynn at one point here, but did we see Ganon?
I missed the Lost Woods drop as well. I was too busy watching Lynn's escapades with anti-fairies. I missed all 4 of the Lost Woods entrances.
Yeah, I did as well. There is a bow in Zelda's cell today. So this early Eastern, not Eastern Palace, but this early Hyrule Castle dip has paid off big dividends here for VioletPumpkin, and we're gonna go check Dark Cross here and just knock one more thing out.
And of course, that bow is way out of logic until we find the key for it. But nobody care about that. It'll turn up sooner or later.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you grab the thing and you just say, "Ooh, thank you," and you, in the back of your mind, you go, "Okay, so this is locked behind the sewers key. Whatever, that's great. I'm still taking this."
Yeah, I feel like the sewers key logic is right up there with the lamp logic for like.
All right, so Lynn's going to give us our first look at other connectors here in Desert Palace as Violet is making her way to the Dark Cross area here. Worked it right. There's going to be a small key to Desert Palace there. So, okay, so that didn't need to steal that key as we've got a connector to the Dark World over on Lynn's side.
Lynn death warping for 2 reasons. One is to get back into being Link form, and the other is because he doesn't have the key. I was going to say that would be the perfect time to actually do the key steal, but no, just getting out of bunny format.
And it looks like Violet is going to go for the aggressive play here, which is kind of unfortunate here on the other side because she is just about to pick up that Hera big key, but depending on how quickly she can do a Hera pot, I mean, it is a time loss, but it's not a giant one.
It's not a giant one star. It's very likely to be very late on her list of things to do. On the other hand, that hammer is Sphere 0. So
yeah, that hammer is this, and now Lynn's going to be really kind of nice though, and show us exactly what is in that big chest here for Violet, and if that's something that she'll actually have to be thinking about later.
This has been a really kind early game in terms of, I don't know, fun items. We're still missing absolutely tons of keys, but in terms of the sort of stuff that lets you play more Link to the Past, they've got a lot of it in 15 minutes.
While Lynn's just showing us a perfect spin speed Hera pot there, just first try, just went right in, and Moldorm said, "Get off my platform" to Violet, unfortunately. So she's gonna have to make another dip around there. The big chest there in Hera not containing too much of interest. A big 300 at this stage is nice though.
Yeah, it's certainly not nothing. On the other hand, I think the only way VioletPumpkin comes back for that is if we get into last location mode for a Moon Pearl or something.
And this is where we have to remind Lynn that, hey, by the way, you picked up the hammer in Hera, right?
Our first crystal at 17 minutes and 30 seconds.
This is where we mentioned that Lynn is playing at 1 a.m. and that was a kind of a 1 a.m. sort of move right there, where instead of using the much more convenient hammer strats to take care take care of Moldorm there. He opted for the fighter sword pokes and such. Either way, Moldorm goes down.
As a European, I feel like Linlinlin perpetually betrays me by playing at convenient times for Americans. Looks like Hyrule Castle left is in the Mire area, so we won't have to worry about the mitts to get over here today. On the other hand, we can't do all that much until we get the mirror with this information, so we're likely to come back here via the castle again sometime, half an hour from now.
And big shout outs to our eagle-eyed trackers there, Oddwalls, who noticed a quick map check there from Lynn and found out that Hera just wasn't just a crystal; it was one of our 5-6 crystals. So good there. Oh, interesting. Violet deciding not to pick up the not the anti-fairies, but the fairies there and refill our health real quick. Well, let's find out where this connector led.
Somewhere good.
That's a good one to find. It's one of the big 3, in my opinion. But it looks like Lynn is also going to go ahead and dash back here and take care of everything else. Everything else in the back of Kakariko. Not in the back of Escape here. Is pick us up his flute, and he's going to end up going all the way back and picking up his bow as well.
Yeah, there's no better time, right? You've got the boots, you've got a hammer hack, you're right here. There's no better time to do this. I feel like the odds that you get out of a seed without having done the front of Escape at any point is basically nil, especially given where the castle is. So, no time like the present. See, Lynn, you picked up the blue boomerang for that room right there.
Alright, so now Violet's gonna poke around through here a little bit. It's probably gonna be a little unhappy once she goes over towards the Smith chain area there and finds out that the Hera Big Key is just sitting there as Lynn sets up his death warp.
Yeah, he kept the green guard alive, so didn't have to use up a precious bomb. But Jay Cooper correctly complaining in chat that we have hammer and hookshot and Ganix tower access, so we can go to GT and do a whole bunch of stuff in pretty short order.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, I would say Violet is going here as soon as she checks what's behind this. Behind the Desert Palace small key she just picked up.
Probably check the other entrance while she's here. But yeah, Lynn making the same choice to traverse this connector as a bunny. Sort of no reason not to. It's at the end of the Mire route. I do feel like you find. Here's selection bias in my brain. You find the bad end of that connector way more often than you find the good end of that connector.
Yeah, it does feel that way a lot of the time, that's for sure.
There's a good understanding psychological biases right there.
Alright, it's Violet. Right side of Desert Palace had a whole fat lot of nothing here, and Violet's just going to decide to save and quit there from the Dark Lumberjack's hut, so...
It might actually be faster to get back to Kakariko from the save and quit. She's going south. But, because walking around GT, or Desert Palace takes forever.
It does. I mean, you do have boots, so it's not super slow this time.
Except there's a death warp, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Lack of Moon Pearl. So. Or you can bunny walk all the way around.
Oh, and plus you got flute anyway, so you can just come on. You can just immediately drop right back at flute spot 3 and just kind of go in there. and found one of the dark rooms. Not 100% sure exactly which one that is.
I believe that was the Death Mountain Escape Cave. I have her audio on.
Okay.
She found a hole right just to the right of the entrance. I believe that's Death Mountain Escape. But she was looking to. She was just. I mean, fluting to 2 early when you know your opponent starts with Fake Vipper play is good damage control in case there's something there. Plus, maybe you wind up on Death Mountain after finding the Dark Cave. So.
Well, and what's more interesting for probably for all of us right now is VioletPumpkin making her way into GT here, and we can go ahead and see exactly what is hiding behind the 2 GT keys that we've got, plus the hammer, plus the mitts, right? The hookshot right now, and so far, nothing. Bombos. Okay.
So, fortunately for VioletPumpkin, if it comes to that, it has bow for Armos, which Lynn does as well. But going all the way through the left-hand side is a lot more appealing with a decent Armos defeating weapon. Fighter Sword Ice Armos, and not the most fun thing in the world.
Now, Lynn's taking this powder. We're going to get to see an early magic bat here over there on his side.
I feel like this might be one of the earliest magic bats in the entire tournament. Like, there's the first bow. There's the bow you're supposed to get.
Okay, now I'm trying to remember. Was powder sitting there in a hookshot cave? Because Violet hasn't been to a hookshot cave yet, and I'm kind of thinking that might be the answer there.
Yeah, I don't think VioletPumpkin's done South Kakariko, including the hookshot cave.
Yeah, I think that's on her list to do after we clear out this side of this. Grab Fire Rod.
After Ganon's Tower, we can do Kakariko Village.
How about
Fire
Desert
Rod
Palace?
Desert Palace big. We can go. That's 2 items, and access to Lanmo, which is probably a crystal. Most of the time, it's crystal.
Jay Cooper bringing up a good point here that I was going to mention here. At this point, nothing outside of the Stalfos room, nothing in GT is in logic. I want to say you need 3 keys for everything on the left side past that. It's not everything, but it's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Key logic in GT is difficult.
Key logic in Link to the Past Randomizer is both incredibly pessimistic and bad. Like, it's actually just poorly programmed as well, which is unfortunate. Right? For instance, this isn't in logic because you could spend a key at a place you can't get to. So, oh well. It's one of the things that tempts me to actually crack open the code and contribute. But
well, the flippers here are a heck of a nice find there on for Violet back there.
Oh.
So we're just gonna take a quick death warp. Don't have the big key, and it's the fastest way to do it there. There's no real good way otherwise. There is a fireball shooter down there, but that is a quick death warp to get yourself back to the front.
Once you've gone the 3 screens to there, is it really still faster than just running out? I guess.
I would probably think it would be, but either way, we're gonna get a quick Desert Palace clear on Violet's side. Now, as we're immediately just going straight back here, and quite honestly, this is going to be all of our Desert Palace checks completely seen before half an hour. Like, this feels very quick.
Yeah, we've done Hera and we've done Desert in the first half hour. It's NMG stuff right here.
Now, this isn't going to be the most fun fight in the entire world, as it looks like from my count that Violet's only got about 4 shots of her fire rod. So if she's perfect, she'll be able to take out two of these Landmo without too much problem. So there's 1, there's 2, and now we gotta decide what exactly we want to use here. Probably switch into a hammer, and now we gotta hit a bug out of the air with your hammer. God, that was a perfect fight.
It was clean. I'm surprised no bow strats. Yes, the timing is awkward, but you in principle can get the 1 cycle bow fight. But yeah, given the choices made, perfect execution. Absolutely lovely.
Those bow NMG strats are not the easiest to do there. There's so much luck, and if you can just get it like Violet did, well then shoot, yeah, do that.
Yeah, sure. And just the luxury of having the fire rod, the bow, and the hammer at this point is half an hour in is absolutely lovely. Lynn getting Bob stuck above the hole and having to use the cane to get down there.
Okay, I like that. That was called, I don't want to lose all of my magic, so I'm only going to use a little bit of my magic.
Yeah. I feel like he could have powdered there and solved his problems, but VioletPumpkin also making the controversial choice to pick up the blue boomerang.
I mean, the boomerang, now that she's done GT, the boomerang's not super helpful, but I'm good with that choice, totally. Now we get to see what's in the back of a hookshot cave here, as Violet's going to make her way back here and find out maybe this is our connector up onto the Death Mountain, because we haven't seen one yet, and I'm a little surprised about that. We do have flutes, though.
We have a connector to Death Mountain, the flute, which can be the required Death Mountain access method. And in fact, I'd expect to see... Oh, there's flipper checks to do. Expect to see that before too long.
Yeah, kind of that on both sides, honestly. So we're gonna have to see here. It looks like Lynn right now has found the Death Mountain. Well, he's saving the old man at the moment. So he's gonna end up popping out of Death Mountain here in just a second, I believe. And sure enough, there he is with the old man. Got a mosquito, excuse me, I'm gonna have to kill something really fast.
Fortunately for me, the weather here in England is just never good enough to have too many mosquitoes.
I remember that from way back in my childhood. There is looks like Mire shed nothing too interesting, and we're gonna flute away on Violet's side and go turn in that mushroom real quick.
Yeah, with the powder already in hand, there's sort of no reason not to turn in the mushroom immediately, because the last thing you want to do is find a potion shop with the mushroom still. Lynn finding I think there was a Skull Woods key.
Did Lynn not kill Landmo?
Nah, he cool.
Oh, that's actually really bad, because Landmo dropped the Thieves' Talon big key, which I guess makes this decision much easier on Lynn's side. But at the same time, like, he won't be able to complete
the decision you would like to be able to make. Rather than it being easy due to lack of access.
Yeah. So, well, we're gonna get a Death Warp here, which is probably okay. As Zora spits out a blue mail over there, where it's not Zora. It's not the Zora tunic. It's just blue mail in this game. But with 4 hearts and fighter sword right now, yeah, you're gonna say thank you, please. All right, I missed that small key there on Violet's side.
This is where we aggressively look at the tracker to figure out where it is. Lynn doing
GT.
one of the more annoying parts of Crosskeys, which is running up this ladder a bunch of times to check all the drop downs.
Definitely, but that is going to put our flippers into logic over on our side, but not actually into logic because that was locked behind the flippers. So, but that would mean that we might have to start looking sideways at that GT climb.
Lynn found a connector to Ice Palace, which is completely useless, except insofar as it means we don't have to find Ice Palace later, or go check the Ice Palace entrance later. And also finds his way over to Eastep Mountain.
It does mean that mitts might not be required for this seed. And we can throw a giant quotation marks around might. But yeah,
we're rapidly running out of things that they're useful for.
I mean, we found a Mire entry, and until we find we find basically all of our dungeons, I'm gonna sit here and just kind of go, hey, at some point, hammer pegs always comes into play.
Yeah, you sort of work on the assumption you don't need them until you do, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Ooh, the mirror sitting there in the front of the Palace of Darkness. Still technically out of logic, but it's not a very deep one. It's only 2 keys locked right now, and Lynn had a single. Now, unfortunately, Violet does not have a pod key yet, so
I don't remember off the top of my head where.
There, right there. That's where Lynn got it.
Well, now she has a single pod key, and all her problems have been solved.
Right. Jay Coper correcting me right there that one is behind only 1 key with a bow and hammer. So I guess she could have gotten that regardless anyway. So, man, pod key logic plus when you start adding stuff to it sucks. And we, of course, find a small key to pod in pod. And Lynn deciding not to go deeper.
Well, yeah, with bow and hammer and where he was, I kind of surprised he didn't just carry on. Can't get everything out of the back, but get a few more things. And you've already traversed the bow side, so you might as well.
Yeah, he might end up going directly back, but no, he's fluting away here as Violet on the other side is making the aggressive play right now. Gonna go to the back of Thieves Town. It's
a completable dungeon.
It is, well. And Lynn is setting up to
fallen off pit with very fancy technique.
Exactly.
I approve of VioletPumpkin using Ganon Burnout on Hellway. Might as well, right?
Yeah, at this point. Now, on Lynn's side here, he found it. The Spectacle Rock Connector kicks him out at Dark Sanctuary, and from this point, we're gonna have to figure out exactly what he wants to do. It looks like we're gonna be doing some southern checks, which is always kind of unfortunate. Doing the southern checks there, you're gonna end up leaving behind a couple of entrances that are blocked by the rocks, and as we haven't found Glove yet, well, okay, but you're not going to complain about finding the dam, as it's got just a map to Hyrule Castle in the chest, but yeah, we're doing... This is a good one here, because this will give you the free thing sitting underneath the water.
The Lynn did not check the Hyrule Castle exits, and so I don't believe knows that Hyrule Castle left goes to the Mire area, which is a really nice place to go when you have a mirror and you're a bunny.
He does know that, actually, because he was in there earlier, yeah. So he
right, yeah, he traversed the Turtle Rock Escape Cave, so he must have been there.
And what's more with that mirror is he can go and check the Spiral Cave and Mimic Cave checks there with that, as we get a small key to Turtle Rock there in the Maiden Cell, as looks like Lynn's probably just gonna, bombos the, oh no, Fire Rod this guy. Whoops, Fire Rodded the wrong guy there. Now he has to be careful because everything in here hurts.
Yeah. And Lynn has yet to make the trip to go visit King Zora, and so everything extra hurts.
Yeah, everything, pretty much anything, any enemy in that area will go ahead and kill you.
Yeah. And now with a mirror in hand, not such a big deal.
All right, and Violet is making her way through the blind fight there. Has got it on script right now. Got a little off. It's got to be a little careful here, but decides, you know what, I got Blue Cane. I got Blue Cane, I'm not going to die today.
Unfortunately, only a pendant, but it's still a fine thing to have done. I don't know if anything of interest particularly came out of the back there. A Turtle Rock small?
Yeah, I'd say that's about it. Well, Lid's getting to do quite a few Turtle Rock checks here of himself, as we're going to go and find that it's just 50 rupees there in the Crystal Roller Room. Violet's going to go ahead and finally get around to saving the old man. So TR not really having anything for Lynn, but it's going to be a list of things that he no longer needs to look for, as he finds a key sitting there on the desert ledge, but decides that it's time to come over to the Eastern Palace area and do some checks.
So, with boots and mirror in hand, but no Moon Pearl, how tempted are you to attempt? They've got, I think they found at least one sort of major part of Dark World. For instance, the Mire area. How excited are you about going back there with your mirror at this point versus sort of these Sphere Zero entrances that could have been checked anytime?
At this point, when you get a mirror like that and you've already checked a whole bunch of entrances, that's when I just kind of assume that the Moon Pearl is in one of the worst locations possible. And you're gonna have to kind of figure it out. I mean, we've seen some bad ones already, but like it's there's the other castle entrance, there's all sorts of other things as Violet gets eyes on that one super fun connector to nothing, which means we could just knock that off the list.
I don't unfortunately my map tracking went a little bit pear-shaped at the very beginning of the seed when my stream is desynced. Do we have any connectors to sort of the main parts of the Dark World?
Yeah, we do. We do have a connector up to the, what am I trying to say? It's the Dark Lumberjack Hut area there.
Right. Yeah,
so
we came out there. There's an argument. I guess we've checked all of those things in the Light World already, but you can get mirror efficiency doing a sort of a bunny sweep of the Dark World while mirroring to the relevant Light World locations, which it kind of sucks without boots. When you already have boots and you can do that faster later. I don't know.
Game might be requiring that of our runners there, yeah. But I mean, I think right now, until they exhaust all of the entrances in the Light World area here, they're gonna just kind of maybe not prioritize them yet. I don't know. It's one of those things. An early mirror, I tend to think that at some point you need to make the checks.
Yeah.
and you need to make those mirror checks just because it feels like the game's probably telling you that that's what you need to do. Now, Violet is about to pick up her mirror. Lynn didn't really put that mirror to any sort of advantage yet. Does have the top of the mountain available now with that mirror, both west and east sides. So, man, it's
as well as you mentioned, the spiral and cave entrances, because we have via a bunny walk through the Mire area, which also has some mirror entrances. We have mirror access to those two entrances as well. So I'd be quite tempted by that play. The play to Mire area and then to the ledges.
I mean, at this point, bunny walking through Dark World doesn't sound like a bad idea. But it's mostly because you've got that mirror, and worst case scenario, you could always find your way into Super Bunny, into any of the houses there with that mirror, where Super Bunnying there, where you basically hit the mirror on the frame that you enter the doorway, and that will allow you to pick up whatever chests inside. Now, it doesn't work for everything, as we get a big key to Turtle Rock there, locked behind the bow lock side of GT, and a third Skull Woods key. So now that should make the back of this a lot more interesting to VioletPumpkin, I think.
I was very confused by third Skull Woods key. Third pod key.
Third pod key. It's early for me. Words are hard sometimes.
Like a third Skull Woods key. We going straight back over there?
Yeah, we should go kill Mothula at this point there, which is actually something that the runners can do if they find themselves or if they sequence break into Skull Woods.
Until I've seen a legit key, I'm not excited about bunny shenanigans to go get a Skull Woods key to go kill Mothula.
Even with 5 hearts fighter sword, it's fun.
I mean, it makes the Dungeon Bunny revival faster.
It does. The other thing is, it does make it does make it a little bit more fun for the viewers to watch here, as we get a small key to the Tower of Hera. Ew.
On the other hand, Book is the best fetch quest item.
It gives you a reason to go do the top of the mountain. I will say that, as Lynn takes down Lanmo there with his silver arrows, gets the big key to Thieves Town and crystal number 2.
Took him a while, but finally got back around to it. Jacob were correctly pointing out that of all the places to find the Tower of Hera small key, that's actually a great one, because it's locked behind all the pod keys. So, don't need to go there.
That's true. Well, the Hera key was not locked. It wasn't that was locked in the basement there.
Oh, it's only 4 keys. Boo! Yeah. Boo!
So, all right, so Lynn's making your move here, Excalibur. He's going to go to the Mire area there. As we're in the dark basement over on, not the dark basement, the dark maze over on Violet's side here. So we're going to get to see what's locked behind 6 pod keys. And Survey says, oh, there's a key to Turtle Rock.
Is Lynn too cool to mirror? What was that?
No. Lynn's trying. These Mire entrances are awkward to Super Bunny into.
No, he walked right past Checkerboard Cave.
Well, he doesn't have a... Yeah, he doesn't have a glove.
So he doesn't have a glove. He's too cool to mirror because he's better at this game than me.
All right, finally got it there on the 3rd attempt there. Gets his bug net out of it, which is fine. And we get to see... It's fine. It's
about as useful as an arrow.
I mean, occasionally you need to do something there. It's Paradox Cave. Okay, now this is a big find over on Lynn's side here. We're going to get 7 items out of this, and this is 100% in logic at this point.
Yeah. And It's be interesting to see if Violet Pumpkin gets here through the front door. There's some non-trivial chance that with the book in hand, she just runs over to Desert Front. Heart. Castle Tower Key.
Castle Tower Key is always good for you. You want one so that way you don't leave behind a chest there when you find it, and a big key to Ice Palace, which is also good because that way you don't leave behind a chest when you complete Ice Palace.
I'd still rather see a big key that actually does something.
Oh yeah, of course.
Violet Pumpkin apparently, like me, forgetting that they don't have a glove. They've got every other darn thing in the game, so...
I'm pretty sure she just wanted to hug the rock there. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure where Ganon is, and this is a moment where I'm going to have to defer to our trackers there, because when Violet was checking a lot of our drops earlier, Lynn was having adventures with anti-fairies, which caught both of our attentions, and unfortunately, we didn't look. Okay, so Lynn has seen the well. Awesome. Thanks, Oddwalls. Big shout outs to both of our trackers there, Oddwalls and Jinxie Girl, for helping us try to remember what the heck exactly is going on in this game. And, well, let's go into Ice Palace. Without a glove. Ooh, this is going to feel... This always feels terrible.
And without a Canis Mario.
I mean, the lack of cane is not good.
Yeah.
The lack of glove is much worse.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah. On the other hand...
Or you can get the pearl out of the very first chest and look like a freaking genius. Way to go, Lynn. All that time super bunnying in the Mire area, and all you had to do was just walk in. And it looks like Ganon might be vanilla today, which... Ew. I mean, not really. Actually, that's one of the better places to put Ganon, because you automatically know, all right, I need to climb the tower at some point.
It's psychologically easy.
Yeah.
You know, you have to do more gameplay, but at least you can't do your gameplay wrong.
Right.
Or rather,
you're not going to make a decision that hurts you in this case, which is the one kind of nice thing about it. Now, you might not want to climb GT, but, well, tough crap, you're climbing GT today. As Lynn is showing us what is hiding back here, and going to give us a quick look at the Spiral Cave entrance. This is one that hurt him pretty bad last time, if I'm remembering. And, well, okay, so this is our graveyard ledge here with tons of bombs, and what are we going to find? Just a piece of heart.
Jake Hooper, it was in the first chest in Ice Palace.
And Ice Palace is on the desert ledge there, so that Mire connector was 100% required to get into that, and it's not a whole lot of fun.
No, it's not.
Because you have to go in there knowing that there is no way to complete Ice Palace, unless there is a glove a little bit deeper in. That's going to be one of the big decisions, is at some point when Violet finds Ice Palace, does she have a glove by that point or not? Because that's a huge thing, and there's one of our giant connectors as well there to the top of Bumper Ledge pulls out a shovel for Lynn, and it is... Yeah, no, okay. Alright, but either way, this is really nice here.
Looks like Violet Pumpkin is checking Paradox connectors, given that she got here in the light world. That's an interesting place to get spat out, and unfortunately, this is an in-logic play It's not because of pod keys. But it's certainly a plausible play for VioletPumpkin to now go bunny walking around Seth Darkworld, which is, it turns out, slower than running around Seth Darkworld.
This is when we kind of need to put a clock on VioletPumpkin here, because Lynn grabbed the pearl probably about I'd say 4 minutes ago, something like that at this point, and this is where the advantage is really going to get pretty far here. Now, I understand what Violet's doing. She's going to go check 45. She's going to go check the race game entrance. Now, if she grabs a glove out of anything here, now that's an interesting one. Then we've got, well, I mean, if Violet can get down to Ice Palace, and if this happens to have a glove in here, then Violet might actually be in a pretty good position. It's still early to tell exactly who's in the lead, but like who's got an advantage right now. I'd probably give Lynn a pretty sizable one, just because, hey, if you've got the pearl and the other guy doesn't, things are pretty good usually.
Yeah. And the pearl is also sort of the last major piece. I mean, glove, yes, but flute, boots, pearl, mirror, hook, right, are all unlock a lot of stuff, and or just let you run around fast. And so now it's just a case of finding keys and so on and so forth. So
Violet having trouble getting the Super Bunny, the mirror Super Bunny to work here. It is not an easy trick to do, and every time that she's walking in, she's checking to whether or not you have it. There's three ways that you can see if you've got the mirror bunny. If you've got the Super Bunny state there, you can swing your sword, you can kick up dust with your boots, or if you look at your sprite starts jittering like it's had too much caffeine.
Speaking of which, I should have some more caffeine.
And it looks like she got it there that last time. It's just rewarded with 20 rupees for probably about 30 seconds to a minute worth of work. That's the other thing about it, is it can take a surprising amount of time.
Yeah, but and that's not the Moon Pearl, right? So there are strong arguments in favor of leaving that behind. On the other hand, there's other good stuff out there still. So
Violet's taking the extra time to pick up this map, so interesting. To Ice Palace. Well, that's going to let her know about the Ice Palace being the other 5/6 crystal. And into Agina's cave, VioletPumpkin's going to go here. So we're going to get one more check. If you're rooting for Violet, you'd really like for this to be a glove. That's less than useful. All right, now, so Lynn's going to go ahead and now some of these checks have been done on the other side, by Violet. So nothing new over here. Violet's going to go pick up the 300 rupees there, and kind of needs to make her way over to the Mire area. And I think that's where she's going right now. Might be going to Eastern Palace though. Nope, looks like we are going back to the Mire area. So the moment of truth is gonna appear very quickly on Violet's side, whether or not. Oh, we're gonna check this other entrance, other connector here in Hyrule Castle. Find out exactly where this thing goes. Now, we don't know this one yet. Oh well, locked out, but also on top of Hyrule Castle. This is not bad. Yeah, kind of thought about it.
On top of Hyrule Castle is a decent place to be. It saves you a walk back here later via the pyramid.
All right, I think this might be the Eastern Palace play here. Yeah, we're gonna go check what's in front of Eastern Palace. So this is just gonna be bleeding a little time over on Violet's side. It's not a bad play. It's just unfortunately not the one that she needs to make at the moment.
Yeah, like we were discussing with Lynn earlier, the Mire area is sort of tasty from a bunny mirror point of view, and wasn't too terribly bad to get back to. So, but on the other hand, there's plenty of temptation out there.
Yeah, I mean, the kind of the big thing here separating the runners right now is Violet's got a Thievestown clear done. Now, there's nothing in Thievestown, but we found Hype Cave over here on Lynn's side. Single rupee to start, so
Hype.
Seems about right. Misery Mire key and a compass. Well, the Mire key is... Ooh, that's good. Big key to GT. That's kind of necessary. All right, so good find over here on Lynn's side.
So, the downside for VioletPumpkin of the Moon Pearl being the item that she's missing, and the as discussed earlier, them having most of the good stuff already, is that at this point there's not a lot of her opportunities for things to go badly for Lynn are dwindling. Sort of straight ahead play is good play for Linlinlin now.
Yeah, like Lynn's going to be able to come in here to Skullwoods. He'll come out of here at least carrying one Skullwoods key. Wouldn't be shocked to see him immediately mirror as soon as he leaves from Skullwoods and go directly into the back of Skullwoods there and take care of Mothula. As we've got the worst Skullwoods layout here, so that's gonna provide a little bit of a decision point for Lynn about how does he want to take care of this here. Do you want to just go ahead and do the drop down chests now, or you want to save them for a little bit later? If you had a glove, this would be an easy decision. You just go ahead and do it without even thinking about it. But without a glove, don't know what to do exactly.
And there's a 1 in 4 that you get bailed out by the drop down at the back. Lynn mirroring. I'm not sure why.
That was a little indecision, I want to say, there on his side. Okay, now Violet is in... While we were watching Lynn here, Violet walked her way into the Mire area, so is very close to this, to where she needs to be. Now, good news is her drop down there was very lucky, so Lynn's drop down was very lucky, so he should be able to go ahead and get all of the chests up here and leave Skullwoods with a key.
I'm surprised he didn't go check the Skullwoods 3 entrance first there, but finds Canis Maria in the first tech chest he does check, which I guess is the last major... No, the glove. Freaking gloves. Is another useful toy, particularly useful for things that aren't actually in logic, but going to be necessary, for instance, if Turtle Rock is required.
All right, now, VioletPumpkin, what exactly are you going to do here? You're going to go run down, grab this key off of the desert ledge now. You got to go at least a little bit into Ice Palace. Because here she goes.
I think she does.
It's not an easy decision. You don't have glove, and she's making the right one here. So, okay, so this is actually going to be really good for... This is going to be really good for her, and because she's going to grab that Moon Pearl here and really not be in a bad situation overall.
I mean,
it's hard to say because like like there are so many things that could lead to Lin clearing, say, not Ice Palace, but Thieves Town, and just dropping time in there. And that's probably one of the. Yeah, man. Violet kind of having to think about it and making the same decision. You know what? Let's just get out of here.
The Violet now has to hope that that shit is in terrible spots in the rest of the seed, right? That it turns out that we need Mitts to get into Turtle Rock front to get something, right? Some obtuse logic would be really helpful for VioletPumpkin as an opportunity to get lucky. Lin getting kind of beat up in the back of Skull Woods here. I was busy watching.
Getting grabbed there by the wall master, so that's not exactly what he wants there. That'll tilt you.
As you can tell from the fact that he then promptly screwed up the maze in Skull 3 here. Maybe looking for enough magic drops to get back through the torch room.
All right, it's gonna have a super fun fight here with Mothula, but kind of the nice thing is he does have hammer, so man, it's gonna. Okay, so gets the quick kill on the Gypto there, but if you knock him into the spikes, he'll take damage off the spikes, and the spikes are basically gold sword damage.
Isn't there something where the Gypto doesn't have iframes or something too when you're 21 on the spike?
I want to say it's something like that, yeah. All right, we're going for hammer strats on Mothula here. He's being a bit of a jerk and just going into the spikes again. Now, it should only take 4 hits to kill Mothula, but as you've seen, Lin's hit him at least 17 times, but finally takes him down.
I to some extent, that was... yes, conveyor floor, yes, Mothula's a jerk, but Lin was hitting Mothula sort of optimistically close to the spikes, so...
To be fair, there wasn't a better place for him to hit him there. Nope. That's just kind of where Mothula wanted to be that time.
I'm standing in front of the spikes that don't hurt me.
Yeah, exactly. Good luck. Yeah, you're not getting anything here. All right, so we're about to get our so Lin's playing Magic Portal Adventure again. This is one of the things that Lin is very, very good at, is leaving his portal in a place where he can easily come back to it and then go there. Okay, so he knows Thieves Town is a pendant. He knows Swamp is a pendant.
Which, given that they haven't found Swamp or a Swamp Small, is nothing but good news, right?
Definitely.
And good news for Lin, of course, is bad news for VioletPumpkin.
See, I was kind of wondering there for a little while why Lin took an overworld death there, but now it just kind of makes sense that he was saving his portal there, right outside of basically that Skullwoods entrance, so that he can go and check some other things, go finish the back of Skullwoods before having to do anything else.
Finds the big chest entrance to Turtle Rock, which is basically just a single item cave at this point, but another one ticked off the list. Yeah, Lin's one of the runners that sometimes you got to wonder if it's too cute, but certainly sets up sort of long range plays better than most, better than almost anyone, in fact. Which is to say, doing something that makes basically anything that makes commentators go, huh, for a minute or two.
I've learned that when I see Lin doing something like that, it's best to just kind of be quiet and then say something about it after he does. Because if I sit there and try to be like, oh yeah, Lin's doing this, and then he does something completely different, you end up feeling kind of dumb as Violet's about to get her silver arrows here out of the magic bat.
That she could have had half an hour ago, and is going to feel kind of dumb.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really have any use for her now.
No. It has done a couple of things that would have been easier with the silvers, but nothing too major.
Yeah, so that'll make Vitreous a much easier boss. It'll make the Armos Knights there go down before you can even like look at them.
A much easier boss. Not that it's relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an assortment of uses for the silver arrows, including, of course, killing Ganon, which is going to have to happen sooner or later. VioletPumpkin sort of quite reasonably was putting off the magic bat check, fairly low down her priority of locations to check while still in the Moon Pearl hunt, knowing that it was a really free check when you eventually got around to doing Skull Woods, and was quite out of the way in the meantime.
Now, on the other side here, I was kind of wondering, well, so what exactly is Lin going to do next here? Because we're kind of running out of obvious areas of progression there. And then he went to Dig Game, and Dig Game had his big key to Misery Mire. So I think that's probably a pretty good chance that's where we're headed as soon as we finish this part.
Added something to do his to-do list?
Yep. Let's go get a full 8 checks there out of Misery Mire there, because you're going to get everything.
VioletPumpkin with book in hand, which Lin does not have,
right,
is going to show us what's on the pedestal. If this is something,
it is
which
not.
It's not. That would have been very good for VioletPumpkin.
Yep. Ped Seeds and Crosskeys are one of those things where you just kind of like shrug your shoulders and go, you know what, I was probably completing all the dungeons anyway. Sure, okay, whatever.
I know VioletPumpkin has seen this exit somewhere, and so this is actually really slick routing to get back to wherever the heck this is.
This is what I thought.
Dark Cross. Which is sort of a flutable connector. Right, it was right next to Flute 1, and gets you back to the useful part of the Dark World.
This is one of those things where Lin decided that he was going to use the mirror portals and all sorts of craziness there and overworld deaths to get there. VioletPumpkin just goes, I'm just going to run through this one hallway and take care.
Which is going back to Lin did a thing. It was certainly clever. It certainly made us go, ooh. I didn't get on a stopwatch and time which one was faster.
No, not by any means. All right. Well, it looks like VioletPumpkin's going to make her way into Mothula here. It's got not a great fight by any means ahead of her there. It's 3 hearts, blue mail. This
the blue mail,
2 hearts, blue mail.
Less relevant here than it usually is. Misses the spike with the Gibdo. There we go. Nope. Ugh.
Yeah, now we're stuck doing it this way just because there's not really a better way. And Violet has a blue potion here. Okay, well, Violet has a blue potion, so then this is less of a worry right now. We're gonna wait out this annoying Wallmaster here, as on the other side, as she drops into the Mothula fight, we've got ourselves a laser bridge over on Lin's side.
And Lin exited, having seen this, exited again and went and killed a couple of enemies looking for presumably health drops and got a fairy. So presumably knew his prize packs and knew that there was a reasonably good chance that was coming up. Which shows game knowledge that I certainly have trouble keeping track of when running Crosskeys. Or he just got lucky. Who the heck knows? But I'm willing to gamble that it's because he's good. VioletPumpkin gets through the Mothula fight. Had to use the blue potion, but
now the interesting thing over on Lin's side there is one of the things that he got off of out of the laser bridge there is he got himself a Master Sword. And we're off to the right side of GT, and I'm guessing that it's just kind of time to maybe climb.
Let's checks over here. Might as well get this out of the way first before you do the climb.
Gotta be a little careful here, Lin.
Got powder.
Well, he was running around with a single heart there, not really getting anything. All of these tiles in here, they do trap damage, which means they're going to take off a heart no matter what sort of mail you have there. But anyway, so he's fine now. But
yeah, and it's it's not coffee break room. You actually have to pay attention there unless you have the cape. And oh boy, do you feel real dumb if you die in tile room.
Yeah. If you die in tile room, or if you get grabbed in tile room, it's just one of those moments where you forehead meets table. And okay, into the compass room here, we're going to grab a cape, which is maybe not useful. A big key to Eastern Palace is significantly more useful.
Yeah, the capes. One of the most useful things to do with the cape is to cheat tile room, which we're not doing today. I don't remember having seen either side of Bumper Cave yet. Every chance I missed it, but
I don't know if we have either. But interestingly enough, now VioletPumpkin is also in GT right now, so making pretty much the right play over here. Now, one thing for Violet is she's going to be on Fighter Sword, but finding what am I trying to say? The back of TR is not a huge priority at the moment. It's not in a difficult location.
I was going to try to rescue your sentence, but I had no idea which way it was going. I'm sorry, mate.
No, it's okay, dude. Don't worry about it. This is just called I'm still trying to wake up and try to talk coherently.
Yeah, on the... that's unfortunate. The Fighter Sword doesn't matter too much here. There's not too many enemies you're interested in killing that don't die to Silvers.
True, but I mean, it's just for the climb, because,
yeah.
I mean, if Violet's in here, Violet's going to be climbing. And, okay, now we're going to have to use the old way that I did this as a kid, with bomb strats back here, which, this isn't the best, this isn't the most fun way to do it, but Violet, 2 bombs, no problem, makes it look really good here. And I think we might be setting up a death warp, or are we just taking too much damage?
I believe that there's a fairy in a bottle.
There's a fairy in a bottle, right? So maybe this is just a case of taking a bit too much damage. It looks like we're going to go back to the big chest, maybe? Or are we going to mirror? Nope, back to the big chest. So this will get her a Fighter Sword, because if you look over on Lin's side, somehow he magically got tempered, which means it must be in that GT big chest.
Sure was. VioletPumpkin, like everyone else in the world, fails to get through Double Firebar room, or the worst room in the game, I think is Lin's name for that room, without taking damage. Getting through that room clean is actually really hard, and people aren't very practiced at it because nobody ever goes, other than Crosskeys, there's not a lot of point in going right in most modes. Lin gets a really clean Landmo 2 Silver's kill.
Now, I'm not 100% sure, but we know what Lin's bottles are, right? Like, he's got like a green potion or something. I mean, he's got to have something, right?
Lin knows what's in them.
He better.
The important part.
Okay, good. Okay, because I was about to say, I'm like, you're going to a room, and I'm like looking, I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, okay, wait, he's going to use he doesn't have a lamp. Oh boy.
Um, yeah, and is speaking of things that are shameful, having to mirror out of the climb because you run out of magic is definitely on the list of unfortunate things to do. That looks like VioletPumpkin is doing the Master Sword GT climb. Again, there's not that many enemies. Like in the kill all rooms, there's not that many enemies you actually kill with the sword. So
Yeah, I mean, true, but at the same time, better swords are never something that you're going to say no to. And Lynn found the small key to Thieves Town at the top of GT. That's always this thing, eh?
This thing that's been in Logic for a while too.
Yeah.
And a lamp.
That's stupid. Okay, so we found the lamp.
Yep. This is why you do learn the dark rooms, people, because the heck that.
Yeah, no, if you're playing Crosskeys is probably the most demanding of the modes, of the simple, regular modes. And that's why. Because it can just put things in just the stupidest location.
Yeah, the problem with the lamp, logically, is that it blocks a bunch of stuff. But it blocks a bunch of stuff sort of individually one at a time. For instance, rescuing the old man is out of logic without the lamp, but rescuing the old man is super convenient a lot of the time. So you just gotta know how to do that without the lamp. You can, to some extent, get away with not having some of the really hard dark rooms in your repertoire if you're just starting out running Crosskeys, but sort of half a dozen rooms you just have to be able to do.
All right, and what I'm kind of expecting to see here from Lynn is we're going to get a mirror, and we're going to probably check these handful of entrances we've seen from Violet already, and then I kind of imagine we're going to be dropping and going directly into Eastern Palace there, which is sitting at the front gate of Hyrule Castle for those of you who are just tuning in. And if you're just tuning in here, welcome. This is game 2 of the losers finals between VioletPumpkin and Linlinlin. Thank you for joining us here today on Zelda Speedruns, and hope you're having a great time. I'm Dazed Cloud. I'm joined here with by Excalibur, and thank you for doing that today.
I'm happy to. It's a lovely Saturday night, Sunday morning. What better to do? Lynn, having found the Eastern Big Key, is making the Eastern dip. Or dip is a strong word. That was having bad luck with Moldarms today. It's only a 50-50 on it being a crystal, but if it's not a crystal, then Lynn has perfect information. So, makes it a lot more interesting.
And now Violet's showing why there is a big difference between having having a tempered sword versus a master sword there. Moldorm giving us a pretty good example of why you want to have tempered if you can.
All right.
Yep, win. Bringing it up. Just going to bring it up as she gets her incredibly fun lamp.
She got a hammer.
But you want to use your hook shot immediately after, and if you have your hammer out, then you can't immediately have your hook shot out.
The blinkety blamity blommities are long enough that you can quick swap like one item at a time over to your hook shot.
You're not allowed to change items while the enemy is exploding. It is one of the more annoying things about the game. You can't menu and you can't quick swap.
Huh. I knew you couldn't menu. Given that quick swap is a hack, I just assumed that it was cool. Certainly you can do it in a second. Or these guys can do it in a second. Alright, let's see what...
An ice rod and a green pendant.
So, completely required. and also not helpful.
No, and that's going to be actually now. That's one area where Lynn's going to have a bit more advantage here because he knows exactly where that is. Now, getting back there is not the easiest thing in the world, and because we kind of have to. We're going to have to do some connector shenanigans, but I think Lynn can handle connector shenanigans.
To Turtle Rock, I think that it might actually just be faster to do it from Laser Eyes, which is readily accessible.
Well, Lynn knows where that is, but Violet doesn't.
Not Laser Bridge. The Laser Eye entrance next to Thingo. Next to the big chest entrance in Vanilla.
Okay, that is true. That is true here. You can go that way. It's versus walking all the way over there. Yeah, you're probably right. It'd be a little bit faster. Either way, we still need gloves.
Yeah. Do we need the gloves?
We do need gloves. Yeah.
For Ice Palace.
That's the only reason you need a glove is to lift that one block in Ice Palace.
That sucks. That means it can be anywhere, any of a number of really dumb places.
Yeah.
Short of that, what else are we looking for? Is it stone cold? Nothing.
According to our lovely restreamer there, Nori, we're missing Pod Big Key as well, which is fun.
Which is even worse, frankly. That can be even more absolutely dumb places.
Ask me about my All Dungeons keys last night where I was looking for Pod Big Key. That was fun.
There's... but Lynn's going to do Mire. He's going to do the Rock. He's going to do probably Thieves Town after that. The back of Thieves Town. Remember to turn in his green pendant at some point. If we found Sahasrara. Lots of sort of, for lack of a better word, obvious plays are in front of Lynn for a while. Hoping upon hope that the Ice Rod Hunt just sort of falls into his lap.
And there is a glove sitting there in the lobby chest of Misery Mire, so that is that. Jinxie Girl 100% called it. Our trackers do know the game fairly well.
Alright, so now we need Pod Big Key for Go Mode.
So this could be over very quickly here, depending on when that big key feels like showing up.
This could be over very quickly, or it could not.
Or that's why there was a could in that sentence. As we get red mail over there in the spike chest in Misery Mire, as VioletPumpkin unfortunately looks to be kind of going the less than great way at the moment. We're gonna call it less than great. It's not necessarily wrong. It's just kind of the.
So there's almost nothing worse than the correct but unfortunate way.
I mean, to be fair, probably Violet should be going over to Misery Mire right now. That would be that, but she doesn't have the Mire Big Key, which is kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal. And I think it's entirely correct for her not to be, I wouldn't be dipping Mire without the Big Key if I were her either. In order to get that Big Key, she needs digging in.
Yeah, that's it. And then that's kind of the thing. You just need to go to digging game.
Unfortunately, the bunny traversal through that part of Dark World earlier does make that a less appealing check for VioletPumpkin. Did race game, did K45, did archery game. So it's a long walk, especially without any decent connectors, for one check.
And that's going to be a small key to the Palace of Darkness over there on Linlinlin's side there, as he picks up crystal. I want to say that's crystal number 4 already, and he should have crystal number 5 as soon as he pulls out his flute. Because we're going to go directly to Laser Bridge, and then, yeah, Trinex is not going to last too long. Okay, we're not going directly to Laser Bridge. Where are we going then?
Mire area.
Oh, okay. I understand. I understand what we're doing here. All right, let's go to Ice Palace and clear out all 8 items in Ice Palace versus the, handful of checks that you have left in TR there. I guess there's really only 4 checks that Lynn could theoretically have more access to here. And yeah, Lynn's getting one of those going, what do I do here? And I'm kind of surprised he's doing this, honestly.
There's 2 checks. It wasn't that bad to get here.
Yeah, it's fast, but you can, that's the thing. You can do that after Ice Palace. Ice Palace is going to switch you out right there, and here you're just going to get a compass and the Quake medallion. Okay, now that does open up the Mire entrance.
So the upside is that you find your Go-Mode in principle, or floating out.
And not with a big key on it though, because I was really thinking we were going to find the big key there.
I think the just do it after Ice Palace argument is a totally reasonable one, but I think that's what Lynn's thinking about is might as well,
Yeah, see, but here's the thing: you're just gonna kind of eat a little bit of time here, because now that you're here, you're gonna check all these entrances. You're just gonna.
Oh yeah, oops, we accidentally found somewhere good is a bit unfortunate.
Now, Violet is about to go here. She's a step away from picking up her Misery Mire big key, and well, okay, so we're gonna. So this will be just a second, and then Violet will be into Misery Mire there, picking up her, likely her thing, as well as Lynn is, his finishing his checks of entrances over here.
Go directly to Mire. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. VioletPumpkin leaving that Mirror's portal there very deliberately. I'm not sure why.
I believe that is called, as soon as I'm done with Mire, I am dashing back down to this portal, and then I'm going to go do the couple of checks that I've missed on the southern side. I'm guessing that's what we're going for. I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong on that, but
she did stump you on the way there.
Well, I don't think she went down because she didn't go into Laser Bridge yet. And if she had found Laser Bridge, I imagine she would have been like, "Oh, I'm finishing this." So I don't think she's found the. It's Laser Bridge is the entrance to Swamp Palace right now.
Right. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
At least that's what I hope she's doing. I could be wrong. I very likely am wrong.
That seemed like very deliberate portal placement to me. So, because if she was just running up to Kakariko, could have just mirrored basically anywhere and run up here.
Hey, Lynn, you just found the entrance to TR. It is so if you finish TR really fast, you'll get spit out in the Mire area right next to Ice Palace. So that's going to be an interesting little thing for this. But the only problem is that if VioletPumpkin does that, well, she won't easily be able to get back inside. So those front 3 chests in TR are in a very awkward situation for her. Because she needs Quake to open that, and you need to go to Super Bunny, which is what Lynn did first.
Yeah.
Man, Crosskeys is the best, isn't it? It's just the most fun, most completely...
It's very fair.
It's ridiculous.
Nice icebreaker from Lynn, as we should expect at this point in the tournament.
And this is gonna... I have to imagine this is a complete full clear out of Lynn. Here, because like there's no other reason not to, as you get a small key to the dungeon, so that's only the first like free Ice Palace key.
Yeah.
And here's a big key to Skullwoods.
Boo.
Yeah, I got the excited voice starting to kick up there, and then it was just kind of like, yeah, you know what, just put that away for now, you don't need it.
The text boxes are so perfectly timed to be obnoxious in Key Sanity. Like
you see that big key pop out of the chest, you get really excited for that split second, and then just heartbreak.
Lynn getting trolled by the anti-fairy here. But puts it all together. Iced tea room.
Oop.
Nope. Nope. Stop getting excited.
Nope.
I think the next one you can get excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
That's
like
the last one that isn't the one we're looking for.
Yeah, I think if we find one more, we just kind of go, okay, the seed's over now. Alright, so we're going to go down to Cold Stare here. We've got ourselves a Bombos Medallion. We've got ourselves a Tempered Sword and Red Mail. So, like, as far as your item loadout, this is not going to be a huge deal, as it's going to pop his shell open, and then Lynn's going to decide exactly what is the best way to kill this thing. Ooh.
That was a slightly unfortunate angle on Puff. Attempted Puff cornering, which is what's left the Puffs get away.
Now, gotta be just a little careful. I'm not expecting any problems here, but you don't necessarily want to take too many puffs to the face here.
Red Mail helps. That is crystal number 5 for Lynn.
And on VioletPumpkin's side, that's crystal number 4, as she just took down Vitrius at the same time. So we've got some dual crystal raises.
And thank you to the Rando programmers for taking out the long cutscenes. We're back into action.
Alright, Violet is fluting away. So yeah, looks like that mirror portal just kind of got left there now. And we're going fluting directly back to where we came.
Indecision flute.
Yeah, that's called...
Linlinlin.
Right. I left that portal. I should do something about that.
Showing off the cheater way into the Dark World via a vanilla portal.
Now, unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately for Violet here, she's gonna end up finding the TR laser bridge entrance here at not too long after it. Now, the unfortunate thing is she's gonna get locked out after killing Trinex. Or she doesn't want. Why wouldn't you want to go in there?
Check Bubbles tablet first.
I mean,
If you
okay,
go
now,
in there, then
So-
you beat Trinex, and then you get spat out somewhere else.
now here's the thing. Now this is kind of a big deal. If say Violet finds the big key sitting on Bombo's tablet, I don't even remember where the book is at this point.
The dark basement of Pod.
Yeah, and God knows when Lynn's gonna go back there to get
Lin
that.
is not excited about going back to Pod before
So-
he has a big key.
So VioletPumpkin's gonna raise the sword to the sky, grab a heart container there. So not gonna get bailed out there. Lynn takes down Trinex for crystal number 6, and we are 100% in looking for pod big key mode here.
And Violet Pumpkin's going to be in that mode shortly as well. Though, 5 minutes behind? And
Yeah,
so,
a full clear of Ice Palace behind, yeah.
and so Lynn gets to scratch a lot of raffle tickets, looking for the winning one, while Violet Pumpkin catches up. And so, probabilistically, Lynn is way ahead, but it only takes one winning lottery ticket to pay out.
Yeah, that's the fun with cross keys, though. You just might not check the good entrance here by any means. Stupid mosquito. Sorry.
You clearly live somewhere hot.
No, it's just fall in Korea, and there's mosquitoes around, and I keep missing this one that's flopping around in my room here. Trying to kill it, and I just can't quite get it, and it landed next to me, and I didn't get it. Okay, sorry. Violet Pumpkin is killing Trinex at the moment, and it turns out that it's not really going to matter that Violet Pumpkin could not get into the front of Turtle Rock because it didn't have what we were looking for.
And this is going to spit her out right next to Ice Palace, which is convenient. This Trinex is proving to be easier to kill than mosquitoes in Korea. So
Definitely. Stupid little things. See, now I'm paranoid.
Linlinlin finds a bunch of raffle tickets. None of which are good.
Now that's 5 pod keys though for Lynn. So
I still think it's fairly far down Lynn's to-do list. That being said, there is a bunch of items in pot.
I'm trying to think I'm trying to think of what else there is. There's I don't think what would be the best situation for Violet Pumpkin would probably be something like ether tablet or something like that, because what else is there? Oh, and then our tracker is just putting up, hey, by the way, we're gonna go check one of our 5 item locations here with Kakariko.
This a long known about but inaccessible until recently. Cackwell. On the other hand, Swamp Small would be more concerning if we had found Swamp Palace at any point in here. There's not a ton of entrances left on Linlin's to-do list. There is some surprising ones. He's never done Dark West Death Mountain, for instance.
Yeah, looking at his thing there, there's the Dark Shopping Mall available, Dark Witch's Hut, and Catfish. Doesn't look like it's done on his side. There's a handful of places that he hasn't been yet that we're going to be going to right now.
Yeah, that Swamp Small Key makes entrance diving. I mean, he's entrance diving anyway, but more exciting because all of a sudden a whole passel of items can appear out of nowhere. This whirlpool conveniently takes you to the shopping mall. And in fact, I believe that Lynn has the rock in the Light World part of the Light World Ice Rod area as well. So we should see a mirror over momentarily. There's, I think, the first bumper side we've seen.
Yes, this is going to be interesting for both runners here, because I don't think either runner is going to necessarily feel bad about what they've done. I mean, or bad about the times that they're at here. I mean, Violet is sitting at 1 hour 43 minutes with 6 crystals, knowing that you've got to find just the one magic item, and then you're good. Lynn, on the other side, is in the exact same situation here, and Sick Kid is just going to spit him a key to Ice Palace.
Linlinlin has found a lot of small keys in the last minute or two. I find it interesting that Lynn never made it over here in the Light World up till now. Had to check the hookshot connector, which means that he never took it, which is fair enough. And also, even with a flute in hand, never felt the need to come over here and check these entrances. Just persistently leaving them behind until the gov turned up. This looks like a catfish run to me.
I want to say that Violet showed us that, but I might be...
She did.
I might be... Yeah, okay, I was about to say I might be confusing my seeds, but I think we'd been here. Well, that is tied on the crystal count for both runners here, but so now it's just a big question of where the heck did the game stick that pod small key, or pod big key?
So now the question is, if VioletPumpkin feels behind, she wants to do things that are lower down Linlinlin's to-do list than she otherwise would. So if you're ahead, you want to do the obvious things up to game theory problems, and if you're behind, you want to do the things the other guy is doing. So we'll see basically how she feels from what she does.
I kind of wonder what that quake medallion there is gonna do for Violet, if she's gonna go, oh god, do I gotta go do the front of TR now?
I kind of expect her to go do the front of TR now, just because, oh no, stupid super money is going to spit her out somewhere. She's going to do all this stuff first.
Well, now here's an interesting thing. Now we're both on the top of the mountain. Violet is going to be able to check the ether tablet, and if it's there, that's going to be a huge find for her.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that would be the game, because Lynn is about to get the book, but that would change things very quickly. And of course, also if it's in... See, the only place that we haven't seen in pod is the actual vanilla big key chest.
Yep. Which would be cruel. I do find it endlessly amusing that the trolliest place to put keys or dungeon items in Rando is the useful place for them. We do not have good game designers here. This is VioletPumpkin's first not overlapped check, and it's yet another small key to yet another dungeon that we don't need it for.
Okay, now what are we going to be looking for next here? Man, we're just... it's that time of day. We got to figure out what else is there. Now, I'm trying to think, did anyone get the center drop down in this area? But yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we found that the mushroom is just 5 rupees. And, remember how before I was saying, hey, that I don't believe anything until we've checked hammer pegs right now. At some point, we got to wonder, are we going to find mitts before we find anything else? All right, we're gonna get the
or the trolliest possible answer, which is getting spat out there.
Yeah, or right here where it's a vanilla pod key, which would be really kind of amazing because Violet. This is the only check that Violet has as well. It's just a bottle though. So, man, the search continues.
We are badly desynced, so I'm going to refresh my streams. It's like, man, FaceCloud's commentating about the future.
It's just good old Korean internet here. Keeps me up to date.
I am so jealous. I lived in Japan for several years, and they were very apologetic. They couldn't give me gigabit internet in my first flat. They could only give me 200 megs a second.
Oof.
And
now
coming from not the rest of the world. Sorry.
Now, no. I'm just saying. Now, this is both could be very good and very bad at the same time here. Now we know that the back of Thieves Town doesn't have anything, but we didn't get to see that Thieves Town big chest because the small key was locked at the top of GT. So this is another one of those big moments here in the race here. As soon as Lynn gets down there in just about like a minute. Because if there's something in there, at some point Violet would get there. But man,
I think if it's there, that the race is over before VioletPumpkin gets there.
No, you're probably right, but I mean, if she wanted to finish the seed at that point, she could.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're heading to. Okay, we're gonna check these two glove entrances right here. She's gonna get really excited when she sees Sasharala, and then he gives her absolutely nothing, and she's just gonna kind of go, "Oh, okay." And yeah, that's interesting. The shovel is still on the ledge there for VioletPumpkin, so that's something else that will probably get her to go ahead and try to take a few more connectors. And all right, so Lynn is going to be on his way in just a moment to check out what's in this Thieves Town big chest.
Yes, I think it will actually get her to take more connectors, but I don't know if it should. Because effectively what that is one random item, behind one connector. Which means most connectors still don't lead anywhere useful. And the one that does lead somewhere useful only gives you effectively one random check. And so your average connector is something like 20% of an item.
Well, either way, it looks like Lynn has made his way through Thieves Town, did not find what he's looking for, so he's going to have to go ahead and kill blind here. This is not going to help him either. Violet is going to make her way down to Dark Shopping Mall.
Yep. Doing the checks that Lynn recently showed us. So for all the people cheering for Swamp, we're running out of places for Swamp to be. There's some, it's like a 10% chance now that Swamp is at GT. It does have to be accessible before the game is out. So, for instance, the mitts can't be in a mitts locked location. But there's a few mitts locked locations left. TR main hammer pegs.
This is one moment where I'm gonna make I think I'm gonna make Jay Coper kind of happy and just mention we've got both red crystals. We could get a big bomb play here up to the pyramid and open up whatever is sitting there. That's one of the few locations that we have not seen from either runner.
Yeah, and I think that the Dark West Death Mountain entrances are, for instance, a better play, which Lynn's about to show us. A little bit less work than turning a bomb around Hyrule. Unfortunately for VioletPumpkin, going back to the earlier discussion, it looks like she doesn't feel behind. So she's doing the quote obvious unquote things, which it turns out will not work out for her.
Yeah, I guess she hadn't actually been to Catfish yet. I thought she had, but apparently she hasn't. So this will probably be a Catfish into the Spike Cave check here. And yeah, I'm guessing this is the big bomb play over on Lynn's side, because I'm just looking through his tracker right now. I do not see pretty much anything left. I mean, this is kind of gotta be it.
Yeah, the only Dark World entrance that isn't marked, that isn't Mitzlock, is an exit only. So, which is Todorok Safety Door.
All right, now Lynn's gonna take the nice, slow walk over here with his big bomb. Deciding not to use the...
Yeah, no fancy tech there, which surprises me.
Yeah.
Like, this works, but just walking like a pleb isn't really finals play that I expect.
Well, he's gonna get in just fine here, and we find the we find Blind's Hut, so I'm not saying that this is likely it, but this is likely something.
There's a decent chance this is either it or a mitt.
That's it. And that's a save and quit, and that'll be the game right there. Pretty much. We're gonna go directly to Mountain Cave, which is right next to the pod entrance here, and so Linlinlin still got a chance here at making this a at making this a sub 2. Maybe a bit too high, as yeah, it looks like VioletPumpkin unfortunately is going to be making the GT play, not the GT plays, but the Hera plays here. Is going to check the big chest, going to probably go check the basement as well. Unfortunately, this is not the play that's going to help her.
No, but it's a not crazy.
Oh, what?
It is a not crazy play to be making. The fact that Blind's Hut was still out there, I guess, makes entrances slightly more appealing than they otherwise would have been, because there was like sort of 2 good places left to find.
Yeah, unfortunately, Violet looks like got knocked off by the hook shot it over to the big chest and just kind of got knocked down a floor. Not a big deal here, but yeah, just this looks like we're going to be headed for a game 3, because of course we're going to be headed for a game 3.
If this was a tournament with win by 2, I think we would be here until next year. So
that's pretty fair. All right, so Lynn is going to make his way back into back to Helmasaur here. Going to take him out real quick. Now the big question is exactly how Lynn is going to get to the pyramid here. It's probably going to pull out the flute, just flute to 5, and then run like a madman over there. And then that'll be all she wrote for the game, pretty much.
It is unfortunate for Lynn that he has to do that twice in 5 minutes. This time, at least without a big bomb in tow, he gets to do it faster.
gets a Misery Mire small key. Most importantly, though, crystal number 7, which puts him 100% in the ability to kill Ganon. VioletPumpkin right now is just kind of grasping at straws, trying to just take whatever little thing that she can and hopefully find it. We are off to the front of TR on her side. More importantly, though, Lin is on his way to Ganon.
Yeah. I don't fault VioletPumpkin for going back to the front of Turtle Rock here.
To be fair, like the biggest thing at this point, when you're looking for that one solitary big key, it's hard to leave any location that you know that has at least even a solitary item behind.
Yeah,
like there's not a bad play. There's just kind of unlucky plays at some point.
The way that VioletPumpkin is playing to me is someone that doesn't think that they're losing, right? So she's covering off the things that Lin might have already done because of different sort of obviously different sequencing, or sort of the straight ahead checks. Unfortunately for her, that calculation is wrong, which happens. Lin getting himself good and jammed in the corner here makes the Ganon fight even easier.
And we're already on to phase 3 here. Lin's got Tempered Sword plus Silver Arrows. This is not going to be a difficult fight for him.
It is kind of weird to me how easy this fight is.
It's easy for somebody who's played this enough times to be familiar with it, but I think like the first time you play it as a kid, you're just like, what on earth is going on? How do I beat this guy?
That's fair. I just feel like he's harder than, or easier than, say, Vitreous.
A little late on that sword slash there from Lin, so he's going to have to kind of wait a little bit. He ended up losing the extra torch there. Plenty of time, though, even if it doesn't feel like it there. Was able to actually kind of almost freeze Ganon in place, but either way, Ganon's now exploding. Lin has saved Hyrule, and we're going to be going on to Game 3 here.
Yep. You're going to have a final time of just less than a minute over 2 hours, which feels bad. But congrats to Linlinlin. If you think he did an excellent job today and you want to watch him play otherwise, his Twitch feed just popped up, and he just popped up in our chat. Congratulations, Lin.
Hello. GG's. Thank you.
Well, you sound a little out of breath there. How was the seed for you?
When I found the glove, I felt pretty bad. Not gonna lie, that glove is available super early. I just didn't want to go to Maya with very low hearts, because doing the spike chest is kind of hard. Like, I mean, it's just a pain. Even though I had the fire rod kind of early, which I could have like done the left side even not in logic, I still didn't want to go.
If it makes you feel better or worse, VioletPumpkin made the same choice and wound up getting that club even later, and still hasn't found the other one, so heck knows where that is. This seed felt very generous early on. You guys got a lot of the useful, item inventory items quite early.
I mean, definitely, like getting boots and a sword super early. Like, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
And then the mirror is also pretty early.
The only sort of early game trolley item, sort of unlocking the powers of Link, was that Moon Pearl location.
For sure.
Days thought that was a hard decision deciding to go into Ice Palace. Thoughts?
Kinda, because I still had like few entrances left that I that I didn't check, but I don't know. I had the big key as well, so I was like, okay, it's not that good to come back here. Like you have to go through Hyrule Castle, take the connector, and go all the way there. And I was like, sure, I'll go. And then the Moon Pearl was in the first, and I was like, sure, I'll leave.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that part was. I think that part was the easy decision. The hard decision was, oh man, do I really want to dip this stupid dungeon without the glove? And yeah, well, the moment you got that Moon Pearl, like both you, I think you left immediately. Violet walked up a screen and then went, "Wait, why am I still here?" And then immediately left as well.
Yeah, you were more decisive in your quitting. Saved you one whole screen transition. The other point which amused us, which would only matters very slightly for actual running, was the lamp location at the top of GT.
I mean, like, Ganon is vanilla, so, like, after I got the cane and the GT big key, I already wanted to go, but since I never exited the right side of Hyrule Castle, I didn't know that it was there.
Right.
So I was looking for a sword.
Yep.
Which I got,
well.
and then I got it on Laser Bridge, and then I immediately went to GT to get the cape and another sword. I felt really dumb, but whatever.
Yeah, it happens. And the butter sword never turned up, so
Like
we were trying to look over your shoulder at remaining entrances. We're down to just like Hammerpegs, Turtle Rock Main, and GT.
I didn't check the middle ledge on East Death Mountain. I don't know if Violet did. We're still. The thing is, we're still missing Mini Moldrum Cave and Swamp Palace. We're missing those two.
So that's 3 major item locations still floating out there somewhere. That makes the big bomb play a lot.
I mean, I had like I know I have Mini Moldrum and Swamp Palace somewhere, and then I only have that middle ledge on East Death Mountain, which is super not convenient to go to. So like, okay, I'll check the red bomb. I had a few garbage spots left, like Hera Basement, Skullwood's Big Chest. I think that's it.
Yeah. Did you? Yeah, and with 20 items, out there in unfound entrances, that makes a lot of sense. I was a little bit surprised at your bomb toting strategy across to the pyramid. You just walked there. No fancy tricks.
I mean, the bomb shop is in the Dark World, so no, I can't do anything when it's in the Dark World.
Yeah, he was talking about you walked instead of like dashing over there with your.
You didn't hook shot. You didn't deboost. Nothing. Just walked.
Sometimes when I'm just like, I'm gonna say lost in thought, like, where should I go? How should I do it? How should I route it? I just like the execution kind of.
You don't have enough brain cycles to.
Yeah.
It's fair.
And with just to jump in here really quick, as VioletPumpkin went ahead and found herself the big key to Dark Palace, she has gone ahead and thrown in a forfeit there. So get your GGs into chat there for VioletPumpkin as well. Hopefully she'll be joining us here in just a second. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead then. And speaking of the devil, there she is. Hey, Violet. Welcome on in. GG's.
GG's, Lynn.
So I heard you were late to the gloves as well.
Yep, very late.
I mean, you must have felt as bad as I did, probably. Like, they were available so early that it hurts so much at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't feel great, but at the same time, at that point, I was one item from go mode, so I was like, depending on where it is, maybe it's not that awful for me, but then I make that the last entrance I go to.
Yeah, going into the sort of ultimate ice rod hunt phase, Lynn was ahead 1 Ice Palace and a Trinex fight. So
I felt really bad as well. So I went into, kind of awkward situation when I went to Super Bunny Cave that was in Checkerboard, got the Quake. I was like, okay, I'll open Mire on my way to Ice Palace. And I was like, I should have done Turtle Rock before going to Ice Palace. That's a really awkward situation where you're like, but at least I have that quick mid item so I can open it again and check those 3 chests.
Yeah,
So.
that was definitely a pretty funny spot for that Quake.
Yeah, the fact that the Super Bunny Cave took you away from there, like, oh, come on. That's unhelpful. Do you have any complaints / comments you want to make about the seed, VioletPumpkin? We already got Lynn to complain about the lamp and complain about the moon pearl. But feel free to repeat if it makes you feel better.
Actually, this is the kind of seed I really enjoy playing when it makes you work for some of the early progression stuff. Well, okay.
Some, but not all of
You
it.
did get a lot of good items pretty fast there, but
Like,
I mean, you guys had 2 crystals by 30 minutes. Hook, boots, hammer, sword, bow almost immediately, and then had to work a little bit for the mirror and the moon pearl
as well,
including.
because I'm pretty sure you went into GT super early with the hammer, the boots, and the hook shot and a bow. There's not really a reason not to go.
the logic was screaming to something important was in there, and there were the flippers, which gives you, I believe, another GT small, which puts the fire rod into logic, which gives you the moon pearl. Okay, no, I'm probably wrong on that.
You needed the mirror from Pod in there somewhere, but
Yeah, that's true.
the flute from wherever that was actually easy to get to as well. So that stuff, oof. You didn't get the flute super early, and that was logically required, I think.
Yeah, it was required to get to the mountain, to get the mirror. In logic.
All right. Do you guys know when Game 3 is going to be?
Nope.
Nope.
I'll have to check the schedule. Like, that should be free tomorrow, but I don't know if you want to play it that late.
We just lost VioletPumpkin, so.
Oh.
She's over there in the waiting room if somebody wants to just grab her and bring her back in here. There she is.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Sorry about Discord.
Dropped out, I guess. Yeah,
so
I know you want to do it pretty. Get these games over with pretty quickly, Lynn. So I'd be willing to play tomorrow.
Tomorrow same time?
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
All right, everybody. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Figure out the time.
All right.
Okay.
What is the keep your eyes peeled tomorrow on the channel, and we should have that game for you. Nora, you want to sign us out of here?
Yeah. GG's Lynn and VioletPumpkin. It was a great race. Looking forward to Game 3. Thank you very much, Days Cloud and Excalibur. And thank you very much, Jinxie and Oddwells, for doing tracking tonight. So I'm going to send you over to ZSR3 that has a Link's Awakening Switch tournament going on. But other than that, we appreciate you stopping by. And thanks, everyone. And have a good night, morning, or afternoon. And hope to catch you probably tomorrow night. Thanks again. Bye.